We have a contract with our Russian partners for the year 2034 for the transport of gas. And today, the transport of gas is no longer a majority, it is a minority. If I look at the whole structure of the transport of gas to Slovakia, the Turkish stream is no longer a minority. The problem that lies above all in the fact that if these channels are completely closed, then there may be a problem of shortage of commodities and rising prices. We will do what we can, we will put pressure on the suppliers, and we will send the gas to Ursula von der Leyen. What should I do? We have done everything for this. We have interconnectors. If you want to ask such serious questions, you must know that we have allied with the whole world. We have an interconnector with Poland. We have a connection with Austria. We have a connection with the Czech Republic. We have a connection with Hungary. We are able to draw gas for our own consumption, but the gas can be much more expensive. And it seems that these very decisions affect the price of gas on the world markets. And the worst thing is that there is a brutal infrastructure here, which goes through the territory of Slovakia, which will be dry. There will simply be a pipe with tens of billions of cubic meters of gas going west, where we have made a lot of money, and we were completely disposed of because of ideological views. It is actually because of hatred. Hatred dominates European foreign policy. So the gas for domestic consumption, and domestic consumption, let's take a look at the numbers, moves somewhere between 4 and 5 billion cubic meters. This is not a major problem. We can drive it somewhere. But when there is no shortage of commodities, there will be a huge pressure on the rise of commodities. We have a stable agreement until 2034 with the Russian Federation on gas supplies for specific prices. What the European Commission deprives us of, just as the Commission did not help us with transit, it did not help us with anything. The Commission does not even help us with high prices of electricity. So please, don't ask me what will happen after 2027. We will do everything to make it good. But what will happen after November 1st, 2027, I don't know. I just believe that by November 1st, 2027, the war will end. And when the war ends by November 4th, 2027, everything will be different. Slovakia, which has always been at the beginning of the pipe, is at the end of the pipe. We may be exposed to situations where there will be no shortage of commodities. One addiction is replaced by another addiction. Today, Europe will take away a brutal amount of gas from the United States of America. Simply, this is not a solution for anyone. It is a solution that was adopted only and only due to hatred against the Russian Federation. I reject hatred as an asset that is determined by international relations. I want to say that we have always had correct relations with gas suppliers from the Russian Federation. They were reliable suppliers. And today we will have to rely, perhaps sometimes, on the fact that willing Western countries will continue to supply gas to the east of us, because there may be a situation where there will be no shortage of commodities. And then I will ask whether large countries will rely on the national state interests of countries that are small, such as, for example, Slovakia. It makes no sense. We have to live with this nonsense. But I am proud that the Slovak Republic has been consistent on this topic. From the very beginning, we have rejected this ideological stupidity. We protested at all levels. We demanded an intervention in the legislative process. And yesterday's definitive vote confirmed the consistency of our position when the representative of the Slovak Republic voted against this order. Again, I expect that by November 2027, the war conflict could be over. And write it all down. When the war conflict is over, everyone will break their legs as if they were running to Russia to do business. As usual. Business as usual. The government of the Slovak Republic decided that it would use all the means it had at its disposal. And so we decided, we talked about it twice at the government of the Slovak Republic, that we would file a complaint against this order to the Court of the Republic of Slovakia, the Court of the European Union, which is based in Luxembourg. At the meeting that we held in the United States, we emphasized the importance of peace talks and dialogue in resolving any conflicts. Despite all this, I appreciate that the agreement was signed on nuclear cooperation. Now we are going further. We are talking about how far we can go when it comes to cooperation with specific companies in the development of a new nuclear bloc. We went, of course, to the invitation that we received from the U.S. administration as a participant, as a member of the Council of Peace, the Peace Council of the institution, which was to be established as an institution for the use of peace agreements in the conflict in Gaza. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I stand here as the sovereign chairman of the government of the Slovak Republic, and we do not react with intimidation, because it came from the United States, so we jump on it right away. Or it came from the other side, so we jump on it right away. We think that it is necessary to reform existing international institutions, such as the OSN, but not to destroy them. We have, as Slovakia, a huge interest in becoming a permanent member of the Security Council of the OSN in the years 2028-2029. And at all our meetings that we hold, we ask our partners to support our membership in the Security Council. We are not in favor of creating some parallel structures about which we do not know everything. First of all, I would like to say that the government of the Slovak Republic will never allocate any membership to enter such an institution. If there is any idea that we still know little about, that €1 billion or $1 billion should be paid, I say in advance that this is simply not possible. Therefore, such an invitation to such an institution cannot be associated with such a membership that the Slovak Republic will not pay. I am now speaking for myself. I think that the Slovak Republic should reject this invitation with great gratitude, and we should not devote ourselves to it further. Despite this, Slovakia will be among the countries that have always called and will call for measures. You know that in the case of Gaza, in the case of Ukraine, and in the case of other countries, we are talking about a peaceful solution. A peaceful solution and a peaceful solution.